We first heard of Burgs, I think Stevie was at mine at the time, and my friend Katie was playing a discourse on her laptop, and we just heard Burgs' words, and we were just like, wow. We were just hit by it straight away, and we just thought we need to make some music to this.
I think for me, his teachings in the song Burgs, what strikes me the most is how he tells you to unclutter your life. So it's made me sort of try to live in the now rather than through my electronic devices as much. I mean, my friends always used to joke about how much I was constantly on my phone and everything like that. So it's really tried to make me, separate myself from it as much as possible.
I think if I could get you to do one thing, I would say when you get to the point that you really feel highly motivated to just towards keeping your virtue, then you'll discover quite quickly just how extraordinary a life was meant to be and could be.
I think we've learnt a lot from the reaction to the song as well, in a way, from hearing fans' stories and how it's helped them get through different situations in their lives, often quite sort of serious situations, and that has kind of made me listen to it on a whole nother level, and I think it can really help with your mental health. I think we've had messages where it said this song has saved me. That's one of the most profound and rewarding things that you can ever have from releasing music. And I don't think when we first started the band that we ever imagined that there would be that kind of reaction to a song or to our music. Ever since we released the song, it kind of felt like it had gained a momentum of its own. And I think it just felt like we should, create some kind of special film or music video for it. It was around about that time that we actually discovered Perrin's underwater filmmaking, and it just felt like, it would be really perfect for the music and for Burgs' words.
So my name is Perrin James. I'm an underwater filmmaker, explorer, and conservationist, and I spend way too much time underwater.
Hi, my name is Morgan. I am a freediver. I am a student. I am an explorer. And I live in Hawaii.
I remember just seeing all of your visuals and just thinking like, oh my God, this would be absolutely perfect.
Burgs, the lyrics and kind of the way the story went with the music really just kind of fell into place. Like we put the film and the music together and we were just both like, wow, we should be doing this.
I think the two are absolutely perfect for each other. Have you kind of noticed like a change in the environment, like over the last few years that you've been living there, or like issues of climate change and things like that? Are you able to kind of see some of this for yourself?
Here on the Big Island, we're so isolated from a lot of things that I think like for pollution and a lot of the other things that we're facing as a planet and for the ocean, we don't see too much of that. But the coral bleaching that happened in 2016, like the massive coral bleaching, I mean, it was pretty incredible. I mean, in a terrible way, but you could watch the entire reef die within a month. So I used to swim this bay every single afternoon, sunset, and every single day I'd swim and there'd be like more of it bleached out white. And by the end of the month, this entire reef system was just completely dead. And that's definitely due to like water temperature and everything like that. And then we also have this beach on the southeastern side of the Big Island that collects all the plastic from different gyres in the Pacific Ocean. So I forget what the number is, but it's like something like a couple tons every single month wash up on the same beach, and they all just get funneled onto that. And recently I took another drive down there, and like, I mean, you can barely see sand because of the microplastics on this one beach. And it's just incredible because Hawaii is so far away from everything, right? Like, we're disconnected, but in reality we're not. We're right here, and the currents still bring all that pollution from around the world. Because I mean, you look at the plastic and it's not coming from one single country. There's plastic from everywhere in there. Like, it comes from everywhere in the world.
If you think there was like one thing that people could change about the way that they live that would really benefit, I guess, the planet, or particularly the oceans and things like that, what would you say that would be?
I would say being conscious of where your food comes from. And I'm not saying to go vegan or anything like that. I think just knowing where your food comes, asking those questions to restaurants, supermarkets, knowing the origins of your food and trying to source food locally that's sustainably sourced. Like, and I know that's probably difficult in London and places in the world that doesn't have an access to either the ocean or to farms and things like that. But I think one of the biggest problems is our food system globally. Like, I mean, there are better ways to do things, and just being like conscious and knowing the facts of where does your products come from, and holding those companies accountable. Like, if you're gonna buy something, you are putting your dollars and you're consuming into something. Like, everyone should know where these products come from.
When I am interacting with animals underwater, it's very special. And it's really important to read the animal's body language. Like, okay, like, are they like trusting me? Are they like allowing them, for me to come in their space? And like, I'm just very, bringing that kind of calm energy into like their area. Some animals will just come right up to you. Like Perrin and I, we've been out in blue water, and whale sharks will just swim right up to us, like not scared of us at all, or we'll be taking drops, and then out of nowhere, giant manta rays are swimming over our head, and it's really, really special to get to interact with these ocean animals.
Getting a close, like, intimate encounter with a humpback whale or with an orca, it doesn't happen if you swim after you or you chase after them. It's all kind of like this waiting, like, okay, who's gonna approach who first? Like, how do you act? And I mean, those interactions are just insane. They don't ever get old. Like, each one is so different, and it's just such a special moment in the water. I think there's absolutely some comparisons that come from the ocean that go into real life, like approaching like situations in a calm manner, like that definitely. But I think the biggest one for me, at least, is the breathing. A lot of free dive breathing is lower diaphragm breathing, and you take shorter inhales, longer exhales, and it's kind of like yoga breathing, but I think a lot of times people forget to breathe correctly. And when I'm in the water, I always breathe the right way. And if you're ever stressed on land, in like a land situation, you can always just go back to breathing properly, and everything just kind of calms and mellows out.
I would say that free diving and being in the ocean has really like helped me be more observant, and to just listen before I make any of my moves, or to, take all the sensory input before I make my decision. When I'm diving, I feel that, like, and I take a drop and I'm just, sitting there at the bottom with all these fish and little animals, just 30 feet underwater. It's like almost that all of the noise and the drama from the world, from my personal life, it's just like doesn't matter down there. It really does like just kind of quiet your mind when you're in, spending time and underwater, and you just come out of the water like every single time, like after a dive, and it's like you're always just happy, and it's awesome.
I mean, the song at the end where it starts to connect mindfulness and it's kind of overlaying the different animals in sea life, I feel like it almost is like a call to action to look around you and be observant of what you're seeing. It's, I don't know, his voice in the last bits of the film is just very, it really, it seems like he's talking about the underwater sea life in the film, and it's really beautiful.
The chance to be part of this happens briefly. The invitation is not to show how inventive and imaginative you are, but how much you can notice what you're already part of. And appreciate it and share it. And care about those that are around. Look out for their welfare while you're looking out for your own. That's it. And then you'll get to the end of it having had a awesome time, knowing that was something you'd recommend to others.
I think it reminds you that life can be very simple, like we make it really complicated, as he says, and you just need to focus on being a good person, treating yourself well, treating others well, and everything else kind of falls into place. I think that's what we took from it.
We took two messages which really struck a chord with us, and then we've married the two, and hopefully that has a positive effect on anyone who watches and listens to the song. And actually, it's one of the things that I think I'm probably the most proud of in terms of what we've released, and I can imagine it will have a lifespan far longer than our lifespan. I think people are going to probably continue to listen to it for forever.
It's easier said than done, obviously, but if you can, you just have to simplify the things in your life and realize just things can be very, very simple, and it's better for everyone, yourself and those around you as well. Look at what you're worrying about in life. Does it matter? Is it helping? Probably not. Be concerned with the important things, which are actually very simple.
Learning to appreciate the little things, like just what's around you and the I guess the natural world, and feeling more appreciative of what you do have rather than wanting for more.
Look after your own health and look after those around you. And with respect to the video that Perrin made, that refers to look after the environment around you, because ultimately that's what everything depends upon. And all these other different societal anxieties we have are just meaningless, basically, if you just look after the important things.